I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I honestly didn't expect Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man to be any good. Yeah, this new Spider-Man show, it just didn't look any good from the marketing stuff, from all the trailers, and especially that animation that threw me off. And the whole premise of it kind of threw me off too. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're trying to do so many different things, and it just feels like, why can't we just keep it street level and all that, you know? Keep it simple. And that's what Spectacular Spider-Man did, and they kept it really simple, and it worked out for them. But I can't believe I'm saying this, but Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is absolutely peak, and I love it so much. First off, Peter Parker feels like Peter Parker. I mean, you know, I like MCU Peter Parker and him interacting with other heroes, especially like Tony Stark, but this feels really refreshing. It feels a lot more closed off, and it feels a lot more natural for this type of character, you know? It does make more sense for him to be a ward for Norman Osborn, even if obviously they end up being enemies, but it's an interesting complex situation that we have to explore there, and I feel like that's one of the main reasons why you should watch it. And especially since Peter Parker is really well written here. You can understand his quippiness, he's charming, he's also really awkward, and he's pretty wholesome, and it's just really nice to see him interact with his friends and family, and it's really fun to see him be like Peter Parker and be himself with other people, and I really love that at the time. And he was awesome, and honestly, they got what it meant for Spider-Man to be Spider-Man. It's because of Peter Parker, and I feel like they got him right. Alright, let's talk about Norman here, because Norman kind of takes the place of Tony Stark in what we have in the MCU Spider-Man. And in this case, it makes a lot more sense, because Norman acts as a mentor, a manipulator, and he's just fucking awesome and a full-fledged character. There's such a strong presence, no matter if he even is in the scene or not. You know, you can tell that he kind of brings this presence to him that feels somewhat uncomfortable, you know. And I love the waves. I love his waves. It's awesome, you know. I love that they gave him the comic accurate waves, you know. I'm no feek. It's awesome. And Colman Domingo absolutely kills it. So does everyone else in this show. Every voice performance feels like they fit the character. And there's something I didn't like, which is mostly the animation. And it still like grows on you a ton, right? But it does start off, and it does take some time to get used to, you know? There's a lot of little quirks in it, and it just feels kind of off and kind of like, what the hell? What was the point? But I feel like at the end of the show, there's really a purpose to it, to why there's this type of animation style, and it kind of justifies it, especially with the final web swing scene, which is pretty awesome, honestly. It's really like dynamic and really free-flowing, and it's just so beautiful to watch. And I feel like that kind of justified why this animation looked the way it was. It's gonna be an adjustment period for sure. But what is an adjustment period are these side characters, because man, they cook so hard with them, man. High school characters, mwah, I love them. I mean, not like that, but you know, I love these characters because they feel a lot more fleshed out. They're human, you know? They're not caricatures of these characters, but they're human characters, if that makes any sense. Like they have Lonnie Lincoln, who's a scene stealer, Harry Osborn, and Miko. Ugh, I love them. And then don't get me started with MILF Aunt May. She isn't here a ton, but man, when she is here, I'm like, MILF! You know what I'm saying? She's awesome, and I love to see her. So yeah, it's that type of stuff, and especially the villains, they're really cool. You know, they're a lot more obscure, right? I mean, of course, you have the big guys like Norman Osborn, you still have Scorpion, you still have Doc Ock, but you also have like obscure characters like Speed Demon, right? And it's really cool to see those type of characters being explored while also exploring the big guys. And I truly love how they're setting up for more in season 2, and I love that. You know, it's really building upon itself while establishing where their baseline is, and I really enjoy their setup there. One of the best things about the show is the tone. It's not trying to be funny all the time, you know? It's not trying to have that MCU flair of humor. It just is trying to feel so authentic to the story. And if the story requires some humor, there's some humor, but I feel like for the most part, it knows when to inject some levity, and especially more situations like that. And for the most part, especially in the end of the show, it feels a lot more mature. So yeah, if you're on the fence and climbing away from watching Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, watch this new Spider-Man show right now. It's absolutely fantastic. You should definitely watch it on Disney+. If not, I don't judge. Go pirate this shit. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing.